Since my last video on Minecraft speedrunning did so well, I thought I'd make another one, and this time on something called blind travel. So if you're like me, then you've probably heard this term before, and you may even have some understanding of how it works. But then when you go to look up how to actually do it, you find nothing, or at least the videos that you do find seem to be too complicated for just a basic tutorial, and hopefully that's where I can help. I'm going to try and explain how to blind travel as quickly and as simply as possible for you. As usual, if this helps, then please consider leaving a like or even subscribing, it really does help me out. Okay, so firstly, let me explain what blind travel actually is and why it works. And don't worry, it won't take long, and trust me, understanding the game mechanics really does make this much easier to learn. So blind travel is basically a trick that speedrunners can use to attempt to locate a stronghold quicker. So once a speedrunner has all of their pearls and blaze rods, they'll then run to certain locations within the nether, and once there they'll then create a second nether portal to take them back to the overworld. Why do they go to these certain locations? Well, when done correctly, it actually increases the chance of spawning back into the overworld closer to a stronghold than you otherwise would be. Now this method does of course require you to have spare obsidian to make that second portal, and so can normally only be used after mass trading at a bastion. And if you're not sure on how to find a bastion, I've actually also made a video on that. If you're interested, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch it. Why does blind travel work? Well, in Minecraft, the locations of strongholds aren't random. As you can see on this very crude diagram I've made, strongholds spawn in rings around the centre of the world. 3 strongholds spawn in the first ring, and then 6 in the second, 10 in the third, and it keeps increasing from there. On top of this, each stronghold spawns at an equal distance from the others around this ring. But these rings are still several hundred blocks wide. However, luckily for us, some very clever speedrunners have actually managed to narrow this margin down through lots and lots of testing to a much thinner line. These people are Twag, K4 and SharpieMan20. Now, if I've missed anyone, please let me know in the comments and I will remedy that as soon as possible. And of course, this diagram is by no means accurate or to scale. Anyway, now we know we have this thin line of coordinates, we can actually use this to make sure we always exit the nether somewhere around this ring, therefore maximising our chance of being near to one of these end portals. Right, okay, so that's enough of the lecture. Now, I'll actually explain how we use this information to blind travel, and don't worry, I'll keep it really simple. Basically, you want to gather enough obsidian from trades to make a second nether portal, and then travel to specific coordinates before building it. On the screen now is a graph made by K4. You want to travel to one of the coordinates on this graph and make your portal there. The coordinates on the graph represent the best possible places that you can make a portal to come out hopefully closer to a stronghold. Now to finish off, here's a quick clip of me following this in-game just to prove it works. And honestly, that's basically it. Now, of course, this is a very quick video that skips the finer points of how the strategy works, but let's be honest, most people don't really want to see that anyway. This is designed to, as simply as possible, explain how to blind travel, and I hope it's helped. If it did, like I said, please consider leaving a like and maybe even subscribing. And if you have any suggestions on what topic I should post next, please let me know in the comments.